Okay, I don't know what take this is, 100, 102, who knows at this point. Um, so yeah, I mean, the three videos I tried doing, for some reason it didn't record. Yeah, as amateurish as I am, I know I hit the record button, it was recording for about 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. So I don't know if it's, I'm using my phone, maybe because it didn't recognize a face or something, and it really wasn't moving. I don't know if someone can explain it to me. It just stopped recording and said some error occurred. And yeah, so that was a waste of like over an hour trying to do this video. So we'll see if this one stops recording. Well, hopefully I'm done before 15 minutes. And we'll take it from there. So what I tried to record earlier anyway was I transplanted some ornamentals. They were starting to get a little big for the pot that they were in. There was 4 of them in at the same time, growing in the same pot, and they're getting a little crowded, so I had to transplant them. And yeah, and we missed. Well, you guys missed how that was done. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of videos. I mean, it is the name of the channel, right? So we'll just take it from there. So what I ended up doing as well today is see that shelf, that red shelf in the back there. So I just kind of rig that up so that I can kind of open up the walkway there, because I kind of came out to where that side window is, and it was kind of blocking a lot of stuff. So just to make it a little more spacious, put everything up against the walls and just take it from there. So yeah, so I ended up doing that. Come to realize today that my lettuce is starting to come through. So happy about that. There's quite a few shoots that are coming up. Black-eyed Susans are doing really well. I ended up transplanting some milkweed today too, from seeds that I had harvested from my own gardens in the fall, from the milkweed that was planted to again attract the pollinators. So they're starting to come up. Those are just their first leaves. They're not their true leaves. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to do okay. I just did the 4 of them for now. If they survive, I'll do the other ones that are starting to come up. So that, what else did I do? I ended up planting some broad beans. So yeah, just did. Can't see anything, just planted them. What else did I do today that I was recording in? Yeah, I think that's it, really. So it's nice to see the tomato plants are doing well. They're all starting to come up. You know, they're starting to get their true leaves as well, so that's nice to see. So I just added some more soil to the top there. Just kind of cover that stem a little bit more so that they're not bolting. They'll develop some more roots. That way the stalk's a little bit hardier. And so yeah, they're all doing well. They're all coming up. The Brussels sprouts did really well. Gonna be transplanting those soon. You know, not sure where I'm gonna put them outside. Probably not till the May 2-4 weekend. So seems to be the rule of thumb around here. So I think that's what I might do. They're a winter crop, so I mean it doesn't have to be like super hot out. It's just so probably won't be completely thawed by that point. Well, it should be, right? It's be the middle of May. So yeah, so there's that. Just to give you an update on all the other ones that I had transplanted before, they're all starting to get their true leaves, which is nice to see. Again, these are seeds that I took from my parents' gardens in the fall. I'm not sure what they are yet, so as they start to develop, and I should be able to get an identification on them once they start to get a little bit bigger. What else have we done? Yeah, tomatoes, peppers still haven't come through. I forgot what I planted in here. I think it's lettuce. I'm not sure. I don't know. Again, it's a surprise. We'll see what happens. So I started to notice that my medicinal plants are starting to bud. Well, that's nice. Looks like we might get a nice harvest off of these ones. One of them has anyway, the other one not yet. Which is fine. I wanted them to get a little stockier before they started developing any buds, but whatever, I'll take it. Sweet peppers, still nothing. Like I said before, I don't have any luck growing peppers from seed. I don't know what it is. They either come up and then they die, or they don't come up at all, or they come up, they grow, but they don't fruit. Whatever the reason is, I don't know. I just have the worst luck with them. So yeah. So temperature in here is it's at about 20 degrees. I ended up turning the heater down because it was getting way too hot in here. Outside it's 1 degree Celsius. So it's still maintaining that 20 degree difference between the outdoors and the indoors, which is nice. I can pretty much regulate things knowing the difference in temperatures. So that seems to be working out well. So yeah, so 1 degree outside. So yeah, springtime is just around the corner, and that the unfortunate thing about this time of year, it's you get nice hot, well, not hot, nice warmer days, and then it chills down at night. So yeah, so we still have to keep the heater going. Yeah, Lucy's tail wagging. What's up, baby girl? Do you want to go in your chair? Oh, that's stuff in your chair. I'm sorry. There you go. Okay, on your chair. So, just trying to reorganize a few things. In a small space like this, you get crowded very easily, and so I had a few friends ask, why I wanted to start a channel, and in all due honesty, I'm trying to work on my anxiety issues. So, I figure, what better way than throw myself to the wolves? So that's what I'm doing. Hopefully this just gives me some more confidence, and not really confidence, I guess. Just, I don't know. If anybody deals with anxiety, it's things going through your head aren't necessarily true, but they still go through your head. And for myself, as much as I know that it's people aren't judging me. Well, I'm sure they're judging me, but not everybody's talking about me. They're not whispering behind my back or whatever, and these strangers I'm talking about. But that's what goes through my head whenever I'm in new situations, whenever I'm out there, in public. Sometimes I have a really hard time just being out there, and I thought, oh, why not just put myself out there and see what happens, try to have some fun with it, and talk about stuff that I enjoy talking about, and yeah, and why not try to combine the one, well, not only the one thing, but one of the things that I find enjoyment and relaxation doing, and something that helps my mental health, and that's just able to give things life, and so that's what I thought, and that was my intention. So like I said, this channel isn't necessarily just about plants. I've dealt with anxiety my entire life, and it wasn't until a few years ago that a doctor actually put a name to it. And since then, I've tried to learn what my triggers are, and I've tried to work on them. And I tell you, I'm doing a lot better these days than I was before. For the most part, if I was out in public and say I was grocery shopping or whatever, sometimes I would just have to leave my cart because just the overwhelming feelings of just, I don't know, like people judging, and people possibly like looking at me strange, and it was all in my head. I know it's all in my head. So I would just leave the cart. Even if I needed those groceries or whatever it was I was buying, I would just leave it and I would leave, because what would happen was, and it still happens, not as much, not as often, but I would just get really, really hot and sweaty and feel like I was going to pass out, and, you know, sometimes, like, you know, I'd get shaky, and so, yeah, I had to leave, and a lot of times I had to leave because I was gasping for air, and I just felt like I couldn't breathe, and it's pretty crappy. It's a crappy thing to go through, especially when you don't know what's happening to you. So, years and years and years. I mean, when I say it was just diagnosed a few years ago, like, I'm 43, so I think when I was 30, 37? No, not even that early. 4. So what's that, 39? I think I was 39 when I finally got diagnosed with social anxiety. So, I figure, why not? We'll give this thing a go, see what happens. In the meantime, you know, if nothing happens and, you know, I'm just doing this to kind of throw things out on the internet, then so be it. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm having a little bit of fun getting over my awkwardness as well. See, my anxiety right now is telling me that my fiance is looking through the window at me, and she's not. She's busy working. So, and even if she was, if it's my fiance, why am I anxious about that, right? Who knows? So my thing is that I was offered medication for my anxiety. I refused it. Well, I shouldn't say I refused medication. I refused the medication they wanted me or suggested I take. I don't even know what it's called, because as soon as they said, "Hey, we can give you some pills," I said, "Hey, how about no?" And that's why I grow my medicinal plants, because I do find that when I am out in public and I can vape, I do. And, you know, if I'm not driving anywhere or whatever, if I'm at a bar or whatever, I'll vape when I get there. And, you know, just to kind of take the, just kind of ease things, you know, take the pressure off myself, I guess. And yeah, so I find that helps. And then I come to find that it's helped with a lot of the pain that I've been in. Because of different medications. One of the reasons I don't like taking medications, I've had some very bad experiences with medications, to the point where one of them just poisoned me, and it's been an uphill battle that I've been fighting, and, you know, I'm not 100%, but I'd say I'm about 80% better than what I was when I was first, I'll use the term floxed, and if anyone's taken any type of fluoroquinolone, it's an antibiotic, and you're feeling like, you know, there's a bunch of stuff happening to your body, and you can't explain it, and your doctor can't explain it. Look back on your medications and see if there's any correlation, because let me tell you, it was and still sometimes is a horrible experience. So there's a whole community out there of people who have been floxed. There's a page on Facebook that has a lot of help for those of you, if you know, if you think you have been, check it out. It's called fluoroquinolone toxicity group, and you have to ask to join. And it's just a community of those of us who have been poisoned by this antibiotic, and, you know, some of us have gotten better, and some of us unfortunately haven't, and you know, so yeah, it was a crappy thing to have to go through, but again, everything happens for a reason, and that's how I try to live my life, you know, take the good with the bad and try to make a positive out of everything. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. Kind of disappointed I wasn't able to show you how I transplanted these plants, but like I said, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more opportunity in the future. So with that, I'll say this is my second video, and yeah, anxiety. That's the purpose of it. So yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, we'll talk soon, guys.